Your ability to handle stress will define your quality of life. I'm Edgar, I lost 100 pounds in the year, and now my goal is to help others improve their health. Today we'll see why stress is such a bad thing for your health and your life. And after, I'll give you 5 tactical actions that you can do right now to reduce your stress. Let's get into it. First, stress is really bad for you because it's directly impacting everything in your life. If you have higher stress, you get less sleep, your immune system is down, you have more inflammation, and everything in your body gets worse. But in addition of all of its impact on your health, what stress does really, in my opinion, is that it impacts your decision. Yes, it can lower the quality of your sleep. Yes, it can make you sick. It can even kill you long term. But for me, the real negative point of stress is that it makes you take bad decisions. If you're more stressed, your ability to choose and make the right choices decrease. So maybe you'll eat the wrong foods because you're stressed, and your ability to eat the right foods decrease. Or you won't go and do the workout because you're stressed and you need to finish something and you don't think you have time, or you have no energy anymore because you've been battling stress all day long. So when you go back home, the only thing you want to do is just lie in bed and wake up tomorrow. That's for me the real negative point of stress, is that it decreases the quality of your choices. So now, what can you do to reduce your stress? First, I'll give you the single habit you need to improve in order to lower your stress, and then I'll give you the 5 actions you can do on a daily basis if you feel stressed to reduce it. So the single best habit to decrease stress on a daily basis is sleep. If you better your sleep, and more importantly, you sleep enough, so 8 hours in bed minimum, your levels of stress compared to someone who sleeps 5 to 6 hours will be so much lower, it's not even comparable. Like if right now you're sleeping 5 to 6 hours, increasing that to 8 will literally change your life. Like sleep is so important for many different things also, but in particular for stress management. If you sleep less, your stress levels will be through the roof. So if you're feeling stressed on a daily basis, focus on improving your sleep first. You can watch this video if you want to know how to improve your sleep. Now for the 5 tactical habits you can do when you feel stressed. First one is breathing. Breathing is really an underrated tactic that I think a lot of people overlook because it's just something we all do, but we rarely do it consciously. And in my opinion, the best breathing technique you can do that takes you 1 minute maximum is what I call an isometric breathing technique. So what you'll do is you'll choose a number from 3 to 6. I'd suggest you'll start with 3 if you've never done it. And you're gonna breathe in, if you chose 3, for example, you're gonna breathe in 3 seconds, breathe out 3 seconds, and block your breath for 3 seconds. So it would do something like this. And the more seconds you choose to do, like if, for example, if you do 5, this big breath of air, and more importantly, to do it consciously, will really reduce your instantaneous stress or anxiety levels. It's a great technique to really get back some clarity in your mind if you need to take a decision under stress, or that you need to have clear idea but you're anxious. Using this breathing technique can literally save you in this situation. So breathing the numbers of seconds you chose, breathe out and block your breath, and you do that for a minute. So if you choose 5 seconds, it's 4 breaths. If you choose 3 seconds, it would be 6 breaths. Don't sleep on it. It's really a great tool if you're feeling anxious on a daily basis. Second one is small bursts of exercise. For me, this one is the most efficient. The goal will be that if you feel stressed or anxious, what you can do is small bursts of exercise, like 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes. You do really intense exercise. It can be whatever. I really enjoy burpees personally, or push-ups. You can do squats also, and anything really you want to do. You go and you exercise for 5 minutes, and then you go back to your thing. If you do that, it will almost completely erase your stress. Like I don't know why, but exercising is so good for changing your mind. Like maybe it's because it releases some special hormones and that makes you feel better and everything, but every time you exercise, even for 3 to 5 minutes, if you go hard enough, you'll feel better after. And it definitely helps with stress also. Third one is going out in nature. And when I say nature, it's more just going out in general, because obviously if you're in a town, you won't be able to just go quickly out and walk in nature, but just go out and walk around and look at what's happening. It's the only exercise you need to do, and being stimulated by the outside environment and what's happening will effectively lower your stress level. But I need to be honest with you, it works better if it's in nature, because nature has this calming effect. So if you're able to do it in nature, it's better. And if you're feeling that you're in a period where you're particularly stressed, it can be a good idea to invest a little bit of time, maybe 2 hours or more, to go to somewhere where there is some nature, like a lake, mountain, a forest, or something like that. It's not the most practical one, but if it's accessible for you, it can really help also. Fourth one is a nap. So this one helps for some, and for others it doesn't do anything, but napping for like 15 to 20 minutes can really rest all of your nervous system. So your emotional state when you go out of this nap will be way better, and it can definitely reduce your stress. Now, a problem is that if you're really stressed or anxious, it might be hard to fall asleep. So how can you nap, you know? So if you're able to fall asleep and to take a nap, definitely do it, and it can help. But for most people, and me included, I really struggle to fall asleep if I'm stressed or anxious. So I've heard from friends and I've read some studies that it can be really useful. But me personally, it can't help me because I'm just not able to sleep if I'm too anxious or stressed. Last one is journaling. And for me, that's one of the most powerful ones after exercising. What you'll do is that you'll write down what is stressing you out. Okay, so you write what's the situation, what's stressing you out. And then under it, you write what's in your control in this situation. Okay? So you categorize everything that you said in this situation, maybe a behavior from someone else, maybe an action you did, or anything like that, and you write what's in your control in this situation. And then you write an action you can do right now in order to change this situation or better it, okay? So maybe it's the behavior of someone else that stresses you out. So when you write, you will see that this behavior is not in your control, but what's in your control is your behavior. So what you could do right now in order to change this situation is to go talk to this person, because that's in your control, and to discuss with them about the behavior that's stressing you out. And that's really the exercise, is to identify what's stressing you out, and then you see what's in your control in this situation, and finally you find an action you can do right now that can change or better this situation. That's a really strong framework to reduce stress and anxiety on a daily basis, because often stress and anxiety is brought by uncertainty and lack of action, but when you're acting, you're not feeling that much stress. So to act is often the solution for stress. So that could be a general bonus tip. If you're stressed, act, do something about what's stressing you out, the situation you're in, anything. Because no matter how big the step you take for the situation or for the thing you're stressed about, it will lower your stress, because stress really comes from a lack of action or uncertainty, and acting will always lower uncertainty. So if you want to keep only one principle in mind to lower stress, it would be just act. Because if you act, your stress levels will be way lower than if you don't. Because if you don't act, you don't know anything. And with this comes uncertainty. It's the end of this video. I hope you learned something new. Tell me in the comments if you have your own technique to handle stress better. I'd be really interested to know what you're doing for your own stress. You can check for my newsletter in the description. It's 2 newsletters a week about advice and step-by-step guides on how to improve your health. It's really my best work. I spend a lot of hours on it, and if you enjoyed this video, you'll definitely enjoy this image also. So go check that out. Subscribe to be notified for my next videos. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Always appreciate you. Stay healthy.